Hello guys, welcome back to the SMITE OPL week number 1, split number 3. Our first set is in the books, Legacy falling down 0-2 against Team Pandemonium. Now we have a new team versus a veteran face in the scene. Royalty is going to be taking on split 2 champions Avant Garde to see if Avant Garde can continue the momentum from LAN into the split. And Royalty, they had a lot of success in the relegations, taking down Alpha City and Corvidae. Can they translate this into success against other OPL teams? Andy, obviously we haven't seen too much of Royalty, but what are you looking for out of this team to find some success in the OPL?
I'm looking at Royal Custard to really just carry the rest of this team. He's in the jungle role, which is pretty much the carrier position for this current meta, and he's also the only person on the team of Royalty with any form of previous OPL experience, having subbed in on the former Tainted Minds roster during their hazy period in Split 2. And they need to be able to shut down Avant-Garde's, well, powerhouses, really, in Rob Diggity and El Chuckles. And it's sort of weird to say that they are the powerhouses, considering that they aren't part of the Tricore in that early and mid game.
We're going to start up picks and bans here in just a second. I think you're leaving Idivine out of there as well. I think Idivine is on previous teams. He's been kind of the straight carrier of that team because he's been the most talented player on the roster. Here on Avant Garde, though, he's got talent outside of him as well, so he doesn't need to necessarily put the team on his back and carry as hard. He can, still contribute very nicely. The team of Avant Garde is actually very balanced in what they all contribute.
Yeah, and what Mouse lacked in terms of bringing to the team of Avant-Garde, Idavine brings that and more. And if you saw from last split when they played with Mouse that he offered quite a lot of utility as a mage, mid lane player. He played a fantastic Yanis, but outside of that, didn't really offer too much. Idavine manages to play these so much more, and we see the bands coming out already. Erlong, Shen, Susano, and Nemesis all banned away.
I like the Susano band. Take that one away from Liquid Renegade. Had a lot of success on that on LAN. Nemesis is something Royal Custard has played a fair bit in relegations and CC finals, so I'm sure Avant Garde paid attention to that. Erlang Shen, a strong solo laner. So it looks like Royalty want to give their jungler and their solo laner a bit of an easier time. Freya ban as well from Avant Garde, just taking that potential hard carry out of the AD carry position. Terra picked up first pick for Royalty.
And Terra, it didn't really go off as much as I would like to have done last game. It didn't really get the pressure because it was up against the Sylvanas Neat. You can't get pressure against that. That's the ultimate clear. I think the only thing that would really beat that would be a Sobek on her, just because of the amount of kill potential that lane has. Raijin and Ravana picked up the Avant-Garde, giving that massively dominant Ravana over to El Chuckles in that solo lane. And Raijin onto Idavine in that mid lane provides a lot of utility again, but also insane burst damage.
The Raven pick already is, telling me solo lane is going to be won by El Chuckles because he's on a god that can win the lane, and he's a player that can win the lane as well. Thor and Soul picked up here for Royalty. Thor, played by Only Good at Solo on Legacy against Team Pandemonium, didn't have the greatest success. We'll have to see what Royal Custard could do on that. The Soul as well didn't make too much of an impact. Get picked up for Avant Garde. This is just Gruff's bread and butter pick. He can do so much supporty things with that. He can initiate. He can help his teammate clear the wave. He can put his shield on. This is just everything that Gruff likes to do.
Yeah, and what's more, Geb's Stone Shield is a great counter to Terra's early game pressure with that massive AoE route. A lot of the time you're going to be looking to try and kill the enemy ADC with that route. Geb just says, no, the enemy ADC, my ADC's out of there, safe and has extra health. Try killing this, please, I dare you. As the bans come out now, Amaterasu and Hombat's going to be taken off the table. I wouldn't be surprised to see another solo lane ban by Avant-Garde, followed up by another jungle ban from Royalty.
It's going to be a tier ban here from Avant Garde. It's also taking away from Suspira's God Pull, and Combat Spawn. Guessing it could be maybe a. What is there left really? A Ratatoska ban could be a Ratatoska ban. I wouldn't mind seeing a Rat ban here from Royalty, just taking away from Liquid Renegade, but. Liquid Renegade certainly has a very unique God Pull. So Cat could be good. All right, so the ban's not there on the screen, but Bologna is going to be the pick up here from Avant Garde.
So you have two warriors right now, Avant-Garde in Ravana and Bologna, both of which can jungle pretty effectively, but I would say the stun coming out from Eagle's Rally is greater than the roots and slows coming out from Ravana's 10-out chance of his Soprano Onslaught, so Bologna
I've got
most
the pick.
likely going to be the jungler.
I've got the ban. It was Ratatoska, in fact. Bologna picked up. Hercules and Vulcan picked up. So we saw Vulcan played, but the Hercules pick. That's interesting. With things like Sun Wukong that can clear wave are up.
I mean,
And
has
even
good
Verman.
sustain. I suppose level 2, Raven's not going to have his overhead kick, so if you get a block under him under tower, you essentially have a free kill. But it's very suspect and will not really be able to box out this Ravana or Bologna, whoever gets put into this solo lane. And with that Hercules pick, I do believe that Ravana is now definitely going to be the solo lane. If that wasn't the plan before, it is now, because you need to be able to hit that bludgeon in the solo lane as Bologna, and Hercules will just driving strike it away.
Yeah, if we take a look as we head into game now, we can see Bologna is in the jungle, the Raven in the solo lane. Liquor Renegade just has a history of playing Bologna out of the jungle and having lots of success with it. It's one of his highest win percentage gods from last split. But you know, Raven is not a bad pickup for him in the jungle as well. He prefers rather than kind of we saw Ro and he had those like very early pressure, lots of damage gods to help his team. What Liquor Renegade prefers to do is be essentially another frontliner, just be very annoying and stick to tons of people and really make your life hell trying to do anything and protecting his backline.
I love what El Chuckles did. They just stood in front of Suspira and said, yes, try and go past me to ward. I will slow you, I will basic attack you, and I will not let you back. And instead he just has to ward over the wall at that mid-harpies, and this allows Avant to potentially have this invade if they wanted to. They have the Wrath, but so does Royal Custard.
Not looking for an invade though. It looks like everyone's just playing safe. I guess it's they're either trying to get the timer on the speed buff, and so they can potentially look for an invade after that.
I mean, it's very difficult to invade a Thor Hercules as well, just because of the amount of damage they can output at low levels. And the driving strikes, double stun, it's going to be massive amounts of damage, especially with his passive, giving him extra damage for how low HP he is, and Thor, more damage for as many people there are around him.
Well, I guess I meant I should have clarified on the next respawn of the speed buff. That's probably when Avant is looking to take that. Or conversely, what they can do is while that Thor is busy taking his speed buff there, they can look for a gank on the other side or look for a gank in the mid lane. So it's just basic information gathering, and it's basically it shows that they're going to try and focus Royal Custard. He's really kind of the center of their game plan. If they could take him out of the game, they feel like they have a very good chance of winning.
He's got a very central momentum-based jungler on this Thor as well. If he gets put behind, as we saw earlier in today, it's very difficult to get into a position where you can then be an influence for the team. But if you get ahead, you're basically a god in Incarnate. You are playing Thor, who is a god, but you are a god yourself. Backup is going to be invaded here by Avant-Garde and Royal Custard and Kozna. They're happy to let this happen. They're obviously expected to give up a bit of pressure to the more veteran team. They just need to make sure they don't give up too much.
On the solo side of things as well, Chuckles has been bullying Suspiro out of this lane pretty effectively, as to expect a Raven to do. The Hercules has got decent wave clear himself, but just a Raven is pretty unstoppable in lane.
And I don't think it's going to be possible for Hercules to do so as well. He's hit level 3 as El Chuckles and is actually not elected to go to the overhead kick, so there's still a bit of kill potential for Hercules if he gets that Earthbreaker and Driving Strike combination onto Raven to put him underneath the tower. But it's still going to be immensely difficult to get that, because El Chuckles knows exactly what he's doing in this matchup.
Take a look at the duo side of things as well. We can see the Ram and Geb out pushing the Soul and the Terror, which, I mean, Geb does provide decent wave pressure with his Shockwave, but the Ram himself doesn't do a whole lot. I expected probably around level 5 time when Soul starts to really get a big power spike with her Stellar Burst. That's when the side of Royalty is going to start out clearing.
And I think it was also down to Shank not getting his dash at level 1, instead getting his Crushing Earth. And you need to get the dash at level 1, so when you're level 2, you can then get your Monolith and break that with your dash to then start clearing waves and get pressure. It's something which I've seen a lot of Terrors do, and it's something that needs to really stop happening.
Alright, Shank, Rooting Gruff in place there, but Rob Diggity keeping the wave away. His basic attacks, Rob actually taking below 50% HP here. But he's not going to be too worried about that. Still has some pots available to sustain him back up.
Back RP is not available for Royalty's mid lane and jungle combination of Kozna and Royal Custard, but they are available for Avant-Garde side. Divine the Liquid Renegade is going to go back to base. Divine level 5 is just going to be clearing out with the wave by himself. And this is a bit of trouble right now, because he's going to have to give up this mid lane pressure, and Royal Custard is going to hit level 5 off it, and means that the can rotate over to the left hand side and potentially get first blood.
2 minutes 40, no kills as of yet. Yeah, I don't know. Chuckles is just doing. Look at this solo lane. He's already under tower, trying to get damage down onto Suspira. Like,
This is
Just
the
chuckle
one thing you
things.
don't do against Hercules, though, is you don't go near the tower because he's gonna then pluck you and kill you. But El Chuckle says, try me, because he has an open kick available, and it's just impossible for Hercules now to get a block onto him.
Chuckles is actually, at this point, going to be getting himself the full boots online, teleports back into lane. The Spira heading over towards the speed buff. Pick this one up. We can see actually Avant Garde looking for a fight here. They have the timer on it. Look at Renegade Eagles Rally available, looking to go over the wall. Perhaps Chuckles is here as well. No, they're going to catch them out as they go for the blue buff. There is the bludgeon. Hercules knocks him away, but Raijin ultimate gonna pick up the spear here. Idivine picks up first blood. Royal Custard looking for Idivine, but now just trying to run away. Disarmed by Liquid Renegade. Geb with the Cataclysm doesn't pick up Cosner. Actually, Cosner gets the purification off. There's the Earthshaker, hits Chuckles, but the Stone Shield from Gruff saves his solo laner's life. And the ultimate from Royal Custard not on the mark as well.
He waited too long in the air to land down. The roots does not last that long with diminishing returns, and he just did not recognize it and gets away with his life to sell Chuckles. That definitely would have been a kill for Royal Custard, and would have been something for Royalty to get at. Would have been something for them to clutch at and get something going for them. But for now, they've lost pretty much everything. They lost their speed buff, they lost their blue buff, and they lost that fight comprehensively.
2-0 reads the scoreline. 4 minutes 15 into the game. Avant Garde showing certainly that they're a team to be wary of this split. They did win split 2 LAN. Now they look like a team in fine form. And, you know, they've had more chance to practice together as well. Idivine wasn't on this team very long before the split 2 LAN, so you can imagine that more time together has only made this squad stronger.
And I would say Avant Garde are the dark horses for this LAN coming up at the end of Season 3. As if they do even make it. I expect them to, really. There's certainly a divide between the top 2, middle 2, and bottom 2, I'd say, in the Oceanic region right now. And, well, Avant Garde, they're straddling the line between that middle 2 and that top 2 right now.
Right, El Chuckles rushing after Suspira here. Trying to clear the wave. Suspira uses his dash, and now Liquid Renegade's here. A great move. He's got no escape now. There's the bludgeon looking to get the kill. Overhead kick. Eagles rally. Nowhere to run, son. Suspira falls down, but now Royalty starting the Gold Fury.
They haven't started this Gold Fury, actually, and I'm very surprised by it, because Royal Custard has the Wrath. Plain and simple. He can secure this objective by himself with this relic. Idivine gonna get rooted in place, gonna be forced to use the Taiko drums. Very low, but the Vulcan ultimate, that's a very free kill.
Good work there for Royalty, picking up here. Shank taken pretty low. Gruff rolling around, avoids a lot of damage, but a great wall from Royal Custard. Picks up his actual former teammate, Gruff, and gets the second kill for Royalty. So, you know, Royalty showing a little bit of fight in this game.
Well, they did manage to beat Alpha Sydney, who were somewhat privileged to go down. Cosner, he's been caught out, he's been rooted, he's been deleted from the map for the next 18 seconds. And Liquid Renegade, he's going to be the one with the kill to his name. Mid-tower, under a tiny bit of pressure, but with Suspira and Royal Custard and Degoras here, there's no way that, oh my god, can even do damage to it.
Alrighty, Graphs. Bit of a lead here for Avant Garde. 2,000 experience, 1,700 gold, but it's far. Nothing too substantial. Royalty definitely should expect in this one that, you know, hey, this is the split 2 champions. We're going to get roughed up a bit here at the start. We just need to keep ourselves in the game.
And what needs to happen is that they need to just make sure that they are aware of anything going down, like this Gold Fury, and react to it accordingly. Avant Garde destroy it before anyone from Royalty can come over and rotate. Royalty, what are you going to do about this? Are you going to take objectives elsewhere on the map? Are you going to invade buffs? You can't, because all the buffs are down.
Right, mid lane, we can see everyone's grouping up. Liquid Renegade over the wall to have the Eagles rally available. Grouping here from Royalty. Gruff is in the area as well, so there could potentially be a fight breaking out here. It looks like everyone's just kind of clearing the wave and wandering off. Fire creeps are about to spawn for Avant Garde to potentially take that. They might actually be looking for an invade on this blue.
They have the timer, and they also do not have the timer on the speed because Royal Custard has that around his belt. And it's good protection coming out as Gruff engages here. They're looking for Royal Custard once again.
He manages to get through the wall with Mjolnir's attunement. Goes up into the sky looking for an ult here. There is the ultimate from Idivine as well. Royal Custard trying to look to go somewhere, but instead just going to go straight back down on the ground. So that's an ult for an ult there between the teams. Suspira, though, goes to claim his blue buff, but this might be at the cost of his life. He's trapped in the pit, nowhere to go. Driving strikes out, tosses the boulder out, but still, the kill goes to Liquid Renegade. Probably not worth it to go and try and get that buff.
Great shield from Gruff, saves the life of Idivine there. Cosner's Earth Shaker ultimate there. What was on point. It actually hit Idivine at max range, so that would have been a massive kill. Eagles rally over the top, and Kosa in a lot of trouble as a bludgeon does huge amounts of damage, and this is going to be a kill with the whip.
This is Liquid Renegade. This is his favorite god, unquestionably.
Yeah.
This is what he loves to be on, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do at this point. You know, Bologna very strong with her bludgeon, got it at max level at this point. You know, with that bludgeon, you can do so much damage, especially against a target with no physical defense. You know, this Vulcan didn't start a helmet start like we saw a Cheetah do in Pandemonium versus Legacy. He's gone instead for boots and looks to be going for a Book of Thoth now. And, you know, he's just going to take so much damage. But basically, you know, with a Bologna, you can do so much damage. You can do, at max rank, 775 damage if you hit enough gods. But it's crazy how much damage you can give with Bologna early. And the Vulcan really suffering at the moment for it.
I mean, Bologna is fantastic in pretty much all portions of the game, but the amount of damage she does is really focused around that early and mid-game portions of the game. And it's showing 3-0-3 on this Bologna, controlling and dictating the pace of the game for the team immensely right now as Liquid Renegade. And Gruff and Idivine, they've been there for the follow-up. They've been there for the reinitiations and the counter-engages. But Liquid Renegade, he's the one leading the team, and he's the one showing the team where they want to be fighting.
Void Shield picked up for Liquid Renegade as well, so this is going to mean that Chuckle's going to be doing so much damage in these fights, more so than they've already done. You can see that Chuckle's approaching 4,000 damage, Liquid Renegade 3,000 at this point in the game, so both of them definitely contributing very nicely for their teams.
And Royalty, they have shown great signs, they have shown good communication skills, and that's probably down to the fact that their tricore of Royal Costa, and Shank have been together, the Costa, Shank, and Thegoras have been together for over a year now.
It's very impressive and shows a lot of commitment to building the roster. Gruff blinks in, Cataclysm, Royal Custard, excellent wall onto Liquid Renegade. There's the Bludgeon, does a lot of damage to Royal Custard. The spin to win is out though, and the Terror's Blessing as well. Here's Cosner looking to deal damage. Fire Giant has just spawned here, so that's going off in the background of all this fight. Royal Custard up in the skies, looking to come crashing down. He just barely misses Idivine. Idivine with those Taiko drums. Royal Custard being taunted away. Not going to be enough to kill Idivine, but Royal Custard gets it with a wall combo. Liquid Renegade picks up Royal Custard for taking down his mid laner, and now Avant pressuring this tier 1 tower in the mid lane.
A good 1-for-1 trade. Royal Custard has the thought already expended all his skills and expended his Anvil of Dawn, so it isn't the worst thing to die just there. And then Idivine also falling down resets the Doom Orb stacks, and that's going to be pivotal. If Royalty can get a kill onto Idivine constantly throughout this game, that Doom Orb's not going to be as cost effective as you would like. As Suspira, he was dove pretty hard as a Hercules.
Yeah, and that's really shows some massive confidence from Avant-Garde. And, you know, Suspira did actually what he was supposed to do there. As soon as Bologna went for the bludgeon, he drove Strike straight into a wall. But the amount of follow-up damage from Avant-Garde is real. Look at Chuckles here. He's over in the duo lane, and he picks up Thegoras.
Well, no, Rob Diggity picked up the Thegoras. I think El Chuckles did 99% of the damage to it, but Rob Diggity was there like, yeah, I'll take this kill. That's mine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Chuckles began to lift him off the ground and did 99% of the work, and then Rob Diggity's like, tick attack. Thank you. And honestly, Chuckles isn't even going to be... Chuckles isn't even going to be mad, honestly, because that Rama, the more experience and gold you can get onto him, the better for your team, because Ram comes online later in the game. Raven is just going to be, you know, Raven all game, and he's already 2-0-6, well ahead of his lane partner by 1,800 gold, so Chuckles is just going to be like, okay, that's fine. You do you, fam.
Yeah, and he's taunting over the body of Royal Custard, saying, welcome to the OPL, enjoy your stay.
That shows a veteran tactic as well, and to get the other team to tilt. And look at him, he's taunting Suspira now as he's stolen the blue buff away. It's just, that's got to be tilting for a team coming out of the Challengers Cup.
And Royalties also already uses Earthshake ultimate, so no steal potential coming out for this Vulcan. Avant-Garde destroys Gold Fury for basically for free. In fact, the Earthshake ultimate helped Avant-Garde destroy that Gold Fury.
Avant just dominating this match. It's pure and simple. And Avant, you know, this is, you know, the story in this game is more so Avant doing well and keeping the momentum from LAN alive, rather than Royalty not having a great start to the OPL careers. Suspira now being attacked by Chuckles and Gruff. There's a Cataclysm and a root from El Chuckles. Mystic Rush coming in, looking for Suspira, diving him under tower again. Terror's Blessing is there. There is the boulder, but it's not going to be enough. Gruff shields himself. Suspira knocks him up. He's just running around the tower with all that extra movement speed, but Chuckles is still going here. He's going to be able to pick up this kill. He's taunting him again under the tower. You're not having a great game. 0 and 5
Left-hand
as
side.
Hercules.
Oh, left-hand side, a trade goes down as Royal Costa picks up Liquid Renegade as the Gorus also forced down Rob Diggity looking for the kill. Just needed one more basic tackle, one more hit from that Astral Strike and could not find a Royal Custard lives.
Hey, Avant, wow. I mean, I've seen some disrespect in some games, but this is pretty up there from Chuckles. And you know, if everyone's gonna say, you know, that's poor sports with shit or whatever, it doesn't matter. This is a competition for real money for going to Worlds. You need every single win you can get. And we saw that last split as well, with Alpha Sydney and Avant Garde. And if you could get the other team on tilt, this is a tactic that's been established, you know, since the days of Omega's been in the SPL. Like, this is just a time. It's been in games before that, you know, first-person shooters like Call of Duty and Quake. You know, getting the other person on tilt is such a key element of the game. It's, you know, and El Chuckles, the meme master we know that he is doing it really well.
And also, if you're going to be taunting people, that could muddle up the calls from the enemy, because they could be saying, oh, he's taunting me again when I've died, please, somebody kill him, whilst a fight's going on the other side of the map, and they're not be able to hear cooldowns or abilities going off or targets because you're complaining about the taunts. As
Eagles rally,
Royal Custard.
Royal Custard taken low, up into the sky. Probably just looking to get out at this point. Comes crashing down, actually, straight onto Rob Diggity. I think he stole away one of the boars there. Tagoras is here as well. Royal Custard perhaps looking to get himself a double tap combo off. Doesn't hit it, actually. Doesn't even go for the stun there. Just threw out the hammer. Luca Renegade chasing Tagoras out as well. We can see Chuckles in between 3 members here, just happy to be here. Fighting everyone he can. Suspira taken to already 50% HP despite that Hercules sustain. And now Avant Garde deep in Royalty's jungle, looking to either find a kill or just take away this red buff.
I myself enjoy seeing Hercules. I really like this character. I really like what he can bring to the team. But this has just been brutal from El Chuckles, who's really manhandled this matchup with Nigoris. He's trapped by himself underneath a tier 1 tower when the enemy was in the jungle. That is not... No, that's not the right place to be.
Left-hand side, tier 1 should fall down very shortly. Nigoris doing an excellent job of keeping Cosner out of the fights here, which is a lot of Royalty's damage at this stage of the game.
He's not only just keeping him out of the fights, he's winning the trade because 5 levels. There goes the Mystic Rush. The Meditation comes out to try and save him, but Cosner, he's trapped between a rock and a hard place, and the rock is coming in.
Here's the Tycho Drumspell. Excellent Cataclysm from Gruff. 2 kills, 4 kills on the board now for Avant Garde. Chuck has got himself a double. There's the Eagles rally. Deicide for Avant Garde. And now left-hand side Phoenix is going to be the focus for Avant Garde. Very, very dominant performance.
You can see just how tilted right now Royalty are with that surrender vote coming out. I think they just want to say, okay, we've lost this game, we learned from our mistakes, let's go into game 2 and let's reset. Let's show exactly what we are made of. We beat Alpha Sydney in relegations. We can do it to Avant Garde as well.
Oh, 2 towers left in the mid lane is a positive sign for Royalty, 1 on the right-hand side, but the left-hand Phoenix is just crippling, especially when it looks like Avant Garde want to try and start this Fire Giant.
And the 5... No, it's not going to be a 5 chance. It's actually going to be a speed buff invade, back RP invade, tower taken out. They're just taking everything.
Cosner now, focused by El Chuckles. There's the Terra's Blessing. Good stun from Shank, and some sustain here, trying to keep his mid laner alive. But in the meantime, it just looks like the rest of Avant is taking everything they can away from Royalty. Buffs being taken, Royal Custard fighting Gruff here, and Gruff, honestly, just being fine. Takes away his speed buff and is just going to walk away. Actually, he's going to fight here with Chuckles.
You know how I said before that there's one thing better than Neath and Sylvanas winning lane to be guaranteed that it's back to getting fights at level 5? It's El Chuckles fighting. That's a mainstay in any game that he's involved in. He will fight to the death.
Rob Diggity picks up a kill on the Tagoras. Luca Renegade dives in with the Eagles rally, gets Royal Custard along with El Chuckles before he can even get up in the ultimate. Mid tier 1 tower falls. Blue buff being taken away as well. Avant Garde pressing the advantage across the board.
And they got the tier 1 in mid. Tier 2 going to be attacked right now by Rob Diggity and Avant, but good double stun, good double root as well. They could look to get a kill as Rob Diggity. He's pushed further into the tower. Tycho Drums coming out. Suspira falls down to Rob Diggity again. He's not very tanky. Level 12, 0, 7, and 0 on that Hercules. Fighting into a level 17 Rama. It's not something you can do.
Rob Diggity stunned out in the mid lane by Shank, puts down his heal. I actually like this because it gives him a little bit of sustain. He can look to hold this one a little bit more, but it's just him by himself as the rest of his team is forced to defend the fire minions on the left-hand side. Avant, take it a tier 2 on the right, tier 2 in the middle. All towers down now, bar the Phoenixes.
And a blink onto Shank, the Cataclysm, and the Rob Diggity kill once again. iDivine uses Sanctuary to keep himself alive and topped up as much HP as possible. Look at Renegade and our Chuckles. They're just running Distraction right now as they tag team in between the Phoenixes.
Like Royal Custard up in the sky. For a target, it could look for iDivine who's below 50% HP, but instead comes crashing down onto Rob Diggity. He's plucked in there by Suspiro, but some awkward communication means he's not stunned out at all, and a good Stone Shield from Gruff keeps him alive. There's the Excavate ultimate, but it's not going to be enough here. Royal Custard forced to run away. Liquid Renegade he got credit with the kill because the Fire Minion Archers actually turned around and shot Royal Custard. That's so unfortunate for the jungler, but all 5 members of Avant Garde are here looking to take down the Titan. Terra's Blessing is activated. Titan at about 50% HP, and I really don't see how Royalty can defend this Titan.
No, and what was even more prevalent in that fight was El Chuckles just owning 2 people and confining them to the jail, the prison that was their own fountain. When the fountain is your only safe place on the map, that's when something's gone wrong massively throughout the game.
Look at the graphs. Whew, that is 25,000 experience, 18th in gold. That is not great.
That is one sharp drop. I mean, that almost looks like a side of a cliff there.
Not great. It's not great. There's not really much to explain here against. I don't see the win condition for Royal. I don't think there is one. I think you need to cut your losses. You could surrender in 30 seconds. Surrender. You've got some time between the games. Take it. Calm, reflect on your mistakes from this game. Just get ready for the next one. There's no win condition here.
I think the win condition is El Chuckles laughs so much that he breaks his keyboard, and then you win 4v5.
That is a possibility as well.
Suspiro,
nope.
Goodbye.
Bye. Shank,
Shaq,
probably goodbye as well.
This is the end for you. This is also the end for what looks to be a very saddened and relic Titan. The Surrender has come out. Do you take the Titan out on your own terms? Yes, you do, Royalty. 26-4. Hey, they got 4 more kills than Legacy did in their first game.
I mean, that's fine. At least you got some kills. And, at some point in the game, very early in that game, they had some moments where they took it to Avant Garde, but just not able to capitalize on it. It's really unfortunate there from Royalty. They just need to rethink their strategy, maybe rethink their picks a little bit, or how they use those picks. But yeah, overall, just need to take a breath and just put that game behind you. It's done. No point dwelling on the past. We're going to take a 5-minute break here and be back with game number 2 between Royalty and Avant Garde.